If you're over 65, what I'm about to say could completely change your health journey, for better or worse. You see, the very nuts you've been told are healthy might actually be damaging your joints, raising your blood pressure, and silently sabotaging your memory. But here's the good news. Just a small handful of the right nuts daily can strengthen your heart, improve digestion, sharpen your brain, and even fight chronic inflammation. But the wrong ones? They might be speeding up aging. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 4 nuts to embrace and which 4 to never touch again. Your health, your energy, your independence. They may all depend on this one small daily choice. Today, we're going to shine a spotlight on a powerful yet often overlooked truth. Not all nuts are created equal. Some can truly rebuild strength in your bones, protect your brain, and even lower inflammation linked to arthritis and heart disease. Others? They can trigger gut imbalances, cause nutrient deficiencies, and worsen age-related health issues like memory loss, joint pain, and weight gain. So let's dive in. Number 1. Walnuts, the brain defender. Let's rewind the clock and meet Evelyn, a spirited 72-year-old retired teacher from Michigan. Just a few years ago, Evelyn was struggling. Her memory wasn't what it used to be. She'd walk into rooms and forget why. She'd misplace her keys, forget appointments, and even struggle recalling names of students she'd taught for years. Her doctor told her it was just aging. But Evelyn wasn't ready to surrender. She started researching ways to support her brain naturally. That's when she stumbled upon an article about a powerful omega-3 rich food, walnuts. At first, it sounded too simple. A nut? Really? But she decided to give it a try. She swapped her daily peanut snack for a handful of walnuts. Within weeks, she felt a subtle change. Her focus improved. Her mood stabilized. Her sleep became deeper. 6 months later, her family even noticed Evelyn was sharper, more vibrant, more like her old self again. So what makes walnuts so powerful? Scientists call them brain-shaped for a reason. Walnuts are loaded with alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that fuels your brain, protects nerve connections, and improves blood flow to the mind. In fact, studies show that seniors who eat walnuts regularly perform better on memory tests and have a lower risk of cognitive decline. But that's not all. Walnuts are rich in polyphenol, which reduce inflammation, the root cause of many age-related illnesses. They also contain melatonin, which may improve sleep, another essential for healthy aging. Evelyn's story isn't a one-off. Thousands of seniors who've added just a small handful of walnuts to their daily routine have reported sharper thinking, improved moods, and even reduced joint pain. So if you're over 65, grab a handful of raw, unsalted walnuts each day. Add them to your oatmeal, crush them into a salad, or just snack on them plain. But now let's turn the coin and look at the dark side. Number 1 to avoid: salted roasted peanuts, the silent heart saboteur. Let's talk about one of the most common and, unfortunately, most deceptive snacks out there: salted roasted peanuts. You might be thinking, but peanuts are nuts too, right? Aren't they protein-packed and good for you? Here's where the story takes a turn. Peanuts aren't technically nuts. They're legumes. And while that might not sound like a big deal, the way most peanuts are processed in the U.S. makes them a health hazard, especially for seniors. Meet George, a 68-year-old widower who loved his daily habit: a bowl of roasted peanuts while watching TV. He thought it was a healthy swap for chips or cookies. But within a year, George noticed he was gaining weight, feeling sluggish, and struggling with his blood pressure, which, despite medication, kept creeping up. When his daughter, a nutritionist, looked closer, she spotted the hidden danger: his roasted, salted peanuts. Number 2. Macadamia nuts, the joint and heart healer. Let's talk about Nancy, a 70-year-old grandmother from Oregon who loved to garden, until her hands stopped letting her. Her fingers were stiff. Her knees ached. And the mornings? Oh, they were the worst. Her joints felt locked in place. Her doctor told her it was just osteoarthritis, part of getting older. But Nancy didn't accept that. She started looking for natural ways to reduce inflammation and stumbled on something unexpected: macadamia nuts. These buttery, rich nuts aren't just delicious. They're also loaded with monounsaturated fats, the very same heart protective fats found in olive oil and avocados. But unlike almonds or peanuts, macadamia nuts are much lower in omega-6 fatty acids, which is key. Here's why that matters. When omega-6s are out of balance with omega-3s, which is the case with most Western diets, inflammation skyrockets. That's bad news for your joints, heart, and immune system. But macadamia nuts? They're beautifully balanced. They help lower C-reactive protein, CRP, a key inflammation marker linked to joint pain and heart disease. They're also rich in palmitoleic acid, which may support insulin sensitivity and even metabolic health, making them excellent for seniors with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. Back to Nancy. She began replacing processed snacks with just 6 to 8 raw macadamia nuts a day. No salt, no oils. Within 3 weeks, her morning stiffness had improved. Within 2 months, she was back in the garden, hands in the dirt, joy on her face. She didn't need to overhaul her life, just her snack choices. So if you've been struggling with stiff joints, slow recovery, or creeping blood sugar levels, macadamia nuts might just become your secret weapon. But not all nuts are so gentle on the gut. Let's look at a luxury nut that may be far more trouble than it's worth. Number 2 to avoid, cashews, the sneaky gut disruptor. Cashews, creamy, delicious, often found in healthy snack packs and even dairy-free recipes like vegan cheese and sauces. But here's the truth. For many seniors, cashews are doing more harm than good. Let's talk about Ronald, 74, from Florida. For years, Ronald prided himself on his clean eating. No fried foods, no soda, lots of nuts, especially cashews. But despite his efforts, he constantly battled bloating, gas, and stomach pain. Doctors tested him for IBS, food intolerances, even ulcers. Everything came back normal. It wasn't until a dietitian took a closer look at his nut habits that the culprit became clear. Ronald was eating a cup of cashews every evening. Here's why that's a problem. High in phytates, cashews, like many nuts, contain compounds called phytates, which bind to minerals like iron, calcium, and zinc, preventing your body from absorbing them. For seniors, who often already struggle with bone density and nutrient absorption, this is a dangerous mix. FODMAP alert. Cashews are high in fermentable oligosaccharides, a type of FODMAP. In simple terms, they ferment in your gut, creating gas and discomfort. If you've ever felt bloated after a handful of cashews, now you know why. Oxalates and kidney stones. Cashews are also rich in oxalates, which may contribute to kidney stone formation, especially in people prone to them. Hidden oils and salt. Most store-bought cashews are roasted in inflammatory oils like sunflower or soybean oil, and many come heavily salted, pushing your daily sodium far past safe levels. When Ronald eliminated cashews and swapped in safer alternatives like macadamias and almonds, his digestive issues vanished. No more gut pain, no more bloating, just calm, comfortable days, and peaceful, uninterrupted nights. So if your stomach's been acting up lately and you're over 65, take a close look at those cashews. They might not be as innocent as they seem. So far, we have explored the power of macadamia nuts and learned why they're a game changer for your joints and heart. We also uncovered the gut-wrecking truth behind cashews, which might be doing more harm than good for your digestion and mineral absorption. Now, in the next part, we're about to reveal a nut that's an absolute immune-boosting powerhouse, but you're probably not eating enough of it. We'll also take a look at a sweet nut that could be accelerating the aging process and negatively affecting your blood sugar levels. Let's get started. Number 3. Almonds, the immune-boosting powerhouse. Meet Carol, a 68-year-old woman from Chicago who is known for her sunny disposition, even through her cancer treatments. She was a survivor, having battled breast cancer years ago, but she always knew that she needed to keep her immune system strong, especially in her later years. Her oncologist was very clear. The key to staying healthy post-cancer wasn't just about the treatments. It was about lifestyle, nutrition, exercise, and managing stress. One of Carol's favorite new health habits? Almonds. Almonds are a nutritious powerhouse, packed with healthy fats, fiber, and a generous amount of vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that helps to protect cells from damage. But what really makes almonds shine for those over 65 is their immune-boosting properties. Research has shown that almonds help to modulate immune responses, making them essential for seniors who want to reduce the risk of infections, chronic inflammation, and even certain autoimmune diseases. Here's why almonds are special. Rich in vitamin E. Almonds are one of the richest sources of vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that helps protect your cells from oxidative stress, a factor that accelerates aging, heart disease, and other chronic conditions. Gut health. The fiber in almonds also supports a healthy gut microbiome, which plays a critical role in regulating your immune system. A healthy gut means a stronger immune response and better digestion. Fighting off infections. The zinc content in almonds plays a pivotal role in your immune system's ability to fight off infections. As we age, zinc absorption declines, making nuts like almonds even more crucial. For Carol, it was the small changes that made the biggest difference. She started adding a handful of raw almonds to her daily diet, with her morning smoothie, on top of yogurt, or just as a snack. And over time, her overall health improved. She noticed she had more energy, fewer colds, and felt more vibrant than she had in years. The almonds weren't just supporting her immune system. They were helping her stay on top of her game. So, if you're looking for a simple, effective way to boost your immune system and stay healthier for longer, almonds should be a top contender. But not all nuts offer this kind of benefit, and one, in particular, could be doing the exact opposite. Number 3 to avoid: pistachios, the blood sugar spike. Here's the thing about pistachios. They look innocent enough, right? A tasty, fun-to-crack nut, often seen as a healthy snack, especially for people who are trying to watch their waistline. But don't let their colorful shells fool you. Let's talk about Joe, a 69-year-old retiree from Arizona who had always enjoyed pistachios as a go-to snack. He'd eat them mindlessly while watching TV at night or while on his daily walks. After all, they're small, crunchy, and full of flavor. But Joe started noticing something strange. His energy was dropping. He felt sluggish. And worse, his blood sugar levels had started creeping higher and higher, despite his efforts to eat well. When Joe visited his doctor for his annual checkup, his blood sugar was noticeably elevated. His doctor recommended a low glycemic diet to help manage his glucose levels and to cut back on certain snacks. That's when Joe learned that pistachios, though considered a healthy nut, can have an unexpected effect on your blood sugar. Here's why. High glycemic load. Pistachios have a higher glycemic index than most other nuts. While they aren't as high as processed carbs, they still cause a slower increase in blood sugar levels, especially when consumed in large quantities. Calorie dense. Pistachios are also high in calories for their size, meaning it's easy to overeat them, which can lead to an increase in blood sugar fluctuations. Potential for overeating. Because pistachios are so small and easy to snack on, many people tend to eat them in excess without realizing how much they're actually consuming. This can lead to a significant rise in blood sugar levels, something especially concerning for seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes. Joe's blood sugar levels started to stabilize once he cut back on pistachios and focused on lower glycemic nuts like almonds and walnuts. These nuts are not only better for blood sugar regulation, but also support a steady flow of energy throughout the day. So, while pistachios can be a fun snack on occasion, if you're managing blood sugar, they might not be the best choice. So far, we've talked about the incredible benefits of almonds, which are packed with nutrients to support your immune system. We've also seen how pistachios, while often considered a healthy snack, can spike blood sugar levels and disrupt your energy balance. In the last part of this video, we're about to reveal the final must-eat nut for seniors that offers amazing brain-boosting benefits. Plus, we'll finish things off with the one nut that might be causing a gut disaster without you even realizing it. These insights could make all the difference in your daily nutrition. Let's dive right in. Number 4, walnuts, the brain-boosting superfood. Now, let me tell you about Martha, a 72-year-old retired teacher from New York. She's always had a sharp mind, but as she aged, she noticed things weren't as clear as they once were. Memory lapses became more frequent, and she found it harder to concentrate. It worried her. Martha's doctor explained that cognitive decline is a common issue as we age. While it's a natural part of the aging process, certain foods can either help preserve brain function or accelerate its decline. Martha took this advice seriously and began researching ways to support her brain health through nutrition. What she found was a nut that kept coming up again and again: walnuts. And here's why. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, which is essential for brain health. Studies have shown that omega-3s help reduce inflammation in the brain and even promote the growth of new brain cells. This is especially critical for seniors, as the brain's ability to regenerate and protect itself can diminish with age. But that's not all. Walnuts also contain polyphenol, powerful antioxidants that protect the brain from oxidative stress, which can lead to cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, and other neurodegenerative diseases. Here's what makes walnuts stand out. Omega-3 fatty acids. Walnuts are the best nut when it comes to omega-3s, and this helps reduce brain inflammation, which can lead to memory problems. Brain function. The polyphenol in walnuts help protect the brain against oxidative stress, improving cognitive function and memory retention. Reduce the risk of Alzheimer's. Research has shown that walnuts can help slow down the progression of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia, thanks to their high levels of polyphenol and antioxidants. Martha made walnuts a regular part of her diet. She started adding chopped walnuts to her morning oatmeal, salads, and smoothies. After just a few months, she noticed a significant improvement in her memory, focus, and overall cognitive function. The brain fog started to lift, and she felt more mentally sharp than ever before. Number 4 to avoid: Brazil nuts, the gut-wrecking culprit. Lastly, let's talk about Brazil nuts and why they might be doing more harm than good for your digestive health. Here's Jim, a 75-year-old man from Texas who has always prided himself on making healthy choices. He loves nuts and thought Brazil nuts, with their exotic flavor and crunchy texture, would be an excellent addition to his diet. However, Jim started feeling bloated, gassy, and a little uncomfortable after eating his Brazil nuts. At first, he thought it was just something he ate, but this feeling kept happening. He became more and more aware of a recurring stomach upset after enjoying his Brazil nuts. When Jim visited his doctor, he learned that Brazil nuts are rich in selenium, an essential trace mineral that has powerful antioxidant properties. However, too much selenium can actually cause gut disturbances like nausea, bloating, and digestive discomfort. And the problem with Brazil nuts is that they contain much higher levels of selenium than most other nuts. While selenium is important for overall health and immune function, it's important not to overconsume it. Too much can have the opposite effect and actually impair your digestion, causing irritation in the stomach and intestines. Here's why you might want to avoid them. High selenium content. Brazil nuts have incredibly high levels of selenium, which, in excess, can cause digestive upset, nausea, and even interfere with nutrient absorption. Gut discomfort. Consuming large quantities of Brazil nuts regularly can lead to gut discomfort, bloating, and indigestion, especially for seniors with more sensitive digestive systems. Nutrient imbalance. Overeating Brazil nuts can also lead to an imbalance in other nutrients, as the body might not be able to process so much selenium effectively. Jim's digestive issues improved significantly once he cut back on Brazil nuts and started eating smaller portions of other nuts that were better for his gut health, such as almonds and walnuts. Wrapping up, the key takeaways. So, here's a quick rundown of what we learned in this video. Must-eat nuts. Macadamia nuts, great for your heart and joints, loaded with healthy fats that help reduce inflammation. Almonds, immune-boosting, high in vitamin E, and perfect for maintaining overall health. Walnuts, the ultimate brain food, packed with omega-3s and antioxidants that promote cognitive health. Nuts to avoid. Pistachios can spike your blood sugar, especially when eaten in excess. Brazil nuts. High selenium content can cause digestive issues and discomfort. With these powerful nuts, you can significantly improve your health and wellness, both physically and mentally, as you age. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new about which nuts you should be eating and which you should avoid, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on our health tips here at Health Reset. We are dedicated to helping you stay strong, energized, and healthy as you age, with simple, effective advice that makes a real difference. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.